Hello and welcome back to another video right here on the channel. So guys, we have reached the end of our little D&D series now. The last 2 months we have covered the Castle Ravenloft, and last month we done Wrath of Ashardalon. This month I'm going to finish our little mini series off with the excellent Legend of Drizzt. Okay, so again guys, you know how these go now. Big box of goodness. Sandbox, mix them round, dungeon tiles, big baddies, excellent minis, a little bit of a campaign. Okay, so this is actually unopened with the exception of the cellophane. I got this after I got Ashardalon. I bought them all in order. They're all $49.99. I'm not sure on current prices now. Go check Amazon or eBay or wherever you go. Okay, or better still, your friendly local gaming store. Okay, and go and pick them up if you so wish. Okay, so I saw The Legend of Drizzt. I thought, sounds unusual. I'd heard in sort of D&D circles who Drizzt was and stuff like that. So I went out and I thought I'd read up on a character. So I've bought the first book, Homeland, which is basically Drizzt growing up in a female-dominated matriarch, drow, basically dark elf society. Really good book. I picked the second one up, Exile. I've never read it. So maybe it's something I could go back to if I get that proper little fantasy reading itch. Okay, so enough of my book collection and whatever. I find things to waffle about, don't I? Okay, let's get on with the show, shall we? All right, so I've just shown you the box before, guys. Like I say, this is The Legend of Drizzt. I mean, look at the artwork there, just absolutely amazing. And I mean, obviously it wins kudos for me because it's purple. Okay, so like all these guys, 1 to 5 players. Play solo, you play a co-op where you control a different character yourself, or better still, beers, chips, pretzels, pizza, and your mates around the table. That's the ideal way to play it. Alright, so I'll show you the back of the box there. Okay, give you an idea. So like I said earlier, it's more of the same, guys. It's cards, minis, dice, and away we go. So, God, not how heavy this box like, to be honest. Obviously you don't know how heavy it is off camera, but yeah, okay. So I'll give you a little bit of flavour text, okay. So live the adventures of the greatest heroes in the realms. Okay, I think this is actually Forgotten Realms. It says on the front of the books there. So yeah, reference point for you D&D heads there. And it says, The Legend of Drizzt Do'Urden leaps from the pages of the New York Times best-selling novels of R.A. Salvatore. Okay. Play the legendary Drow Ranger or one of his powerful companions as you battle monsters and explore fantastic locations such as Neverwinter, Mithril Hall, and the mysterious Gauntlgrim. Are you ready for adventure? Okay, so it says Legend of Drizzt features exciting quests developed for a single player or cooperative group of 2 to 5 players, as well as team adventures and quests that pit players against each other. Ah, that's a first in the series. Each adventure can be played in an hour or less. Now there's a little query last time in the last video, and it was basically how many minis. So just for bits and giggles, 40 plastic miniatures. So again, like I said last month, you know, if you look at like 40 miniatures for 50 quid, you're ahead even if you don't want a board game. I mean, you'd be silly if you didn't want a board game, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's open this up then, shall we? I should have actually brought a crane with me today. Let's have a look. So, box, lid up and gone. Okay, so standard fare, guys. We go with the rule book, okay, which I will have a little look over later. The adventure book, which I'm not going to tell you anything apart from how many adventures are in it. 12 again. So this seems to have been a pattern of same numbers. So you've got 12 in all 3 of them. So it's basically 36 adventures for you to play. You can't argue that, can you? If you think about 36 adventures, even the rough math, round off of 30 adventures, 150 quid for 3 boxes. That's like £5 an adventure, £5 a gaming session. Not a lot, is it? Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. I'll tell you of interest though, the pitting the player against player. That really does interest me. Okay, so we've got 3 big tiles here. So these are obviously tokens, healing surges, and our dungeons. Remember, from like the previous ones, or if like you're actually watching this one first. I don't know why, go back and watch the other two, but if you are, then the game is basically ran on tiles. So you move your allotted, you know, distance, and then you would open a new tile up. Okay, this is where the fun begins. I'm trying to balance stuff off camera here. Okay, we've got a second one, the Rocky Lair and a star tile, a poison token, healing surges and snort. Okay, there we go. And we have a third one. So similar sort of stuff. The volcanic vent. Okay, so yeah, that's interesting. We've got some hit points and some different character tokens as well. Okay, so there we go. Okay, got that one in there. And our last one. It looks pretty similar, to be fair. The artwork on these tiles do seem like a lot nicer than the other two, to be honest. They seem more detailed. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got a nice big bag of minis, or several bags of minis by the look of it. We get a nice big pad, which I'm not going to show you until the end. 2 decks of cards. Oh no, that's interesting. We've got one here, which looks like your main one, with like the sequence of play and stuff. Try and open that there. There we go. Big little gold seal. We'll have a quick look through them. So yeah, there's a sequence of play, guys. So all these games play exactly the same. Okay, so it's the hero phase, the exploration phase, and the villain phase, and they are explained in detail. Always lovely for new players. Where are we? These. Oh, okay. So right, I'm with it now. Yeah. So we get. Oh crikey, there's loads of treasure in here. There's like literally like loads of treasure. Okay, so treasure cards there. Then we go with our character cards. So we have the Rogue. We have Ranger cards. We have Fighter cards. Okay. We have a Drow utility power. Okay, yeah, now we get a Barbarian here, guys. Okay, so there's your Barbarians cards. I say these powers, guys, like I've mentioned in previous videos, they're utility powers, they're daily powers, and they're will powers. That will powers you can use all the time. Utility, I think, maybe once. There's the daily which you can use once. The utility, I think, you can use a couple of times. I say the at will. So you've got all kinds of little powers in there, all kinds of little perks to help you along. And we have an archer. So it's nice to actually see some like proper range in there now. Monsters, I'm just going to randomly pull one, a Goblin Champion. Okay, so again, shows everything that all the details are like how you run the Goblin. So you pick that monster up, you control him. Well, when I say control him, you know, you'd work out his attacks and stuff like that. As the game goes on, you've got like your own cards and obviously any monsters you pick up. So say you and I are playing and my monster is nearest to you, I control that. So basically it eases it up around the table. So I'd have like, say, a couple of goblins. Ali might have a troll. Hugh might have like a werewolf, you know, and it gives everyone something to do, even out of turn, which is always a nice thing, because downtime in some of these games can cripple you. You know, you're sitting there, four to five of you have your turn, and then you're waiting then for like your mates to all move there. So at least if you've got something to do, that's actually nice to, you know, you're still involved like within that turn. I mean, you know, alternative things you could do, you could sort of like, you could like roll a dice for me, you know, like if it was my turn or something, so you're still doing, you're not sitting there bored. And we've got encounter cards. Okay, so I'm not going to reveal any of them, but just suffice to say that they're there. Now I'm going to make this review a little bit unboxing, a little bit different here, guys. I'll tell you why. Because this Legend of Drizzt advanced deck, now I'm not going to open it because I don't know what it means. I mean, obviously advanced rules, advanced adventures and stuff like that, but there's no point in me opening it, and certainly no point in showing you guys, even if you're not just following a series for fun and you're thinking about like, you come along, found the channel, found a video, and you want like a unboxing, you know, a general idea, you don't want to know, do you, really, to be fair? So that's the cards there. And then, oh my word, I knew there's more like weight in the box, and now I found out why. I'm going to put that down there. I've got a drop leaf table here, guys, and I'm running out of space, okay? So, yeah, we've got adventure tiles, trap chest, and then we've got some of the baddies on there. A Mind Flayer, a Shadow Dragon, Handmaiden, and a Demon, to give you an idea of some of the stuff that we're facing. And again, guys, all these are double-sided, and they just show how you run the actual, how you run the baddies. Okay, what's this here now? Right, so this looks like, yeah, we've got Athrogate, the Dwarf Battle Rager, Wulfgar, the Human Barbarian, Artemis Enteri, the Human Assassin, Jarl Axel Bainra, the Drow Mercenary, and we have Encounter tiles and treasure chest tiles on there, so they are our heroes at a glance there, guys. Okay, and again, they're double-sided to represent level 1 and level 2. Catty Bree, Human Archer. There's Drizzt's card, Drow Ranger. Buenor Battlehammer, a Dwarf Fighter. And Regis, the Halfling Rogue. More Encounter and more Cavern Edge tiles and an item tile there. So there's more of our heroes. Okay. So it's always nice to see Drizzt in there, of course, you know, reading the books and all that, you know, the characters and that. Okay, and it looks like we just got here now, what does that say? 4 monsters, that little tile there. So yeah, it represents having 4 of the monsters on there instead of trying to squeeze 4 monsters physically onto like a tile, which would be nice. We've got an immobilised token and more hit points. There we go. So again, like I was saying before, I'm really impressed by like these tiles now, you know. They are cavern tiles apparently. We have more cavern tiles, more hit points. Oh, I see. Athrogate, Artemis. There's tokens for those. So they will obviously be characters who you meet along the way. Okay, so that's them there. I say much and much just about these tiles, guys, but I just want to show them anyway, you know. Yeah, just more tokens and more of the tiles. But yeah, I think that, you know, it'd be very nice. But again, you see, you can use these tiles with the Ashardalon figures and the encounters from Ravenloft. You know, total sandbox. Okay, that's interesting. The Drow Crypt, Drow Glyph, Dark Chasm, Secret Cave, Crystal Shard. So these are now obviously sort of named tiles. So they'd be like some of your objectives. You have to go and like collect the Crystal Shard maybe, or, you know, something like that. Oh, crikey, we're still going here. Dwarven Statue, Broken Door. What's that there? Yeah, more hit points in 5 and 1s in the denominations. Okay. And I think we're down to the last tile here. We are, yes. More cavern tiles and a poison token. Artemis Enteri token. Charge tokens. More hit points. Okay, so hopefully this will give you an idea of like what the actual boxes look like when you open them. Just going to move this over here because we have some minis to show. This. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay. So there's actually 5 little bags of stuff. Okay, so let's go through them by colour then. If this is the way. Okay, so these are obviously look like little goblins. Okay, there's one. There's like a little archer goblin. Anybody else getting Lord of the Rings vibes? Couple of copies of those. These little guys here. So these would be like your bottom feeder minions, really. A couple more little fellas there. Oh no, these look tasty. You've got 2 of these. Okay. They are a feral troll. You probably can't see underneath, but they do actually have the name of the mini there, just in case you were confused. A little bit like myself there. Okay, so as I say, there's 2 of those boys. Oh, these look nice. These like ethereal kind of figures. Okay, these are apparently, I can't read them. So there are 3 of these type of guys. Okay, and there are 2 of these. again, without reading the rule book or the adventure book, guys, I have no idea what they actually are. It does say underneath, but because of the nature of the plastic being clear, I cannot read it, so please accept my apologies. I said 2, there's actually 3 of those. Okay. Let's go on to the grey figures. So yeah, always an excellent opportunity just to deck your D&D figure collection out, really, to be fair. Okay. I've got a real urge to go and play like Eye of the Beholder on the Amiga or something now, you know, I'll be honest. Seeing all this sort of stuff. There we go. I mean, anyone who paints, you know, like I say on all these videos, the Talisman series and everything, you'd be like absolutely in like your element. They are like a hard plastic, so you know they would sit well for your paint. Okay, let's go for the purple. I'm not sure if there's a reason why these are actually colour coded. I mean, normally the heroes are in blue anyway. Okay, so I'm not sure what that is. Is that like maybe a little rat or sort of spider swarms there? They'd be nice with like just a coat of black and like a little bit of dry brush over them. So you've got 3 of this miniature here. Okay, and the other one there. Bendy swords, point to make every single episode on all these gaming things, you know by now, folks. A little bit of hot water, dip your mini, straighten it up, cold water, leave it. Don't be bending plastics round unnecessarily, okay? So hoping that the focus picks up on that there. Oh, now this is, look at that. That's a hell of a mini. I'd take that and I'd use that in like one of like my miniature games, like a Rangers of Shadow Deep or something, to be fair. Okay, that is actually, what was that one? Adinin, Duerden, Dryder. Okay. This one here now is going to be the Shimmer Gloom Shadow Dragon. So, he's only small, but, you know, hey, he's still a little bit of a dragon, isn't he? Can't argue there, can you? Okay. And let's go for our heroes. Well, I'm presuming they're heroes, because heroes are normally there in blue. Okay. There's 1. There's 2. 3. 4. This guy's like a panther. Nice dynamic pose. 5. 6. And our archer there. Big 7. Never underestimate the ability of having a ranged weapon in a game like this. Honestly, sit back and ping arrows into the bad guys all day long. And this one I've been waiting to open since I opened the box. Oh, there's a D20, a 20-sided dice in there as well. Funny place to put it, but hey, never mind. You thought it would have been, or couldn't be with the tokens, could it? Because obviously we're unboxing. Take a look at this guy. He is heir to Valor, okay? And he is just massive, isn't he? He's got a big tail. He reminds me like a Balrog, like Lord of the Rings. The detail on him again, like a Shardle one last month, is just amazing. I'd love to be able to paint, honestly I would. You know, I mean, just look at that guy there. He is, I mean, putting a hero up against him is your size comparison. So this, you know, this is like, that's like my fist there. That's the sort of size of this mini. I mean, you pay, like, I don't know, if you went to say Games Workshop for a mini that size, you're probably looking like the best part of 80 quid, maybe 100 quid, you know, and you're getting this entire box for like 50. Okay, so let's finish off, guys, with a quick flick through the rulebook. Again, on the back, there's the FAQ, Frequently Asked Questions section. So opening up, again, layout is just the same. All 3 of these games they're identical, really, to be fair, except obviously different monsters, different missions and stuff like that. But you know, like the way like the rule books and stuff are laid out. Okay, so table of contents, game components, introduction, tell us a little bit about Drizzt, our main character, the game overview, how you win a game, start playing, Oh, I see, the cavern tile stack. So yeah, there's going to be different stacks, like I said previously. Like, you'll sort of stack the deck, so you'll have like the top third will be like your common tiles, the middle might be like your harder tiles, and the bottom will be like, you know, your destination tiles, you know, like as like you go into a chamber or whatever. Okay, yeah, so start playing. So it just gives us our little guide there and all the bump. Player setup, your hero card, going over your turn, which is all nice. It just explains things like your armor class. And you know what? I say it's clear and concise. It's easily laid out, easily readable. And dare I say it, idiot proof. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no such thing as a silly question. I say that to people in work, you know. If you don't know the answer to something, you know, it is hard, isn't it? Okay, so villain phase and movement phase. And then just says, how do you move and when do you move? It tells all about conditions, poisoned, etc. How we attack, our at will, daily and utility powers. How you defeat, what happens, when the heroes and the monsters are defeated. How you pick up and drop objects. Disabling traps, how you escape the dungeon, and it tells us all about the monster deck and how we run that. And it gives us a couple of nice little like examples there. Okay. The encounter deck again, and the treasure deck. So it just shows you nice and clearly all about them and explains them. It's usually, you know, you've got a pile of cards that are face down. If you win a treasure, turn it over, boom, that's what you get. Okay, your encounters, obviously, when you walk on a new tile, and it'll say something like a spell web or a volcanic spray or a curse or something. And just finishing off with basically how we get experience points and rules for later adventures. Of note, without reading the book there, obviously, on camera, there was no note of how the single player, player versus player works. Maybe that is in the advanced rules and in that advanced deck. Okay, guys, so listen, I think we've come to the end of our mini adventure, our little mini quest. Hope you enjoyed Ravenloft. Hope you enjoyed the Shardle one. If you haven't watched them, why not? Get back and watch them, okay? Hope you enjoyed taking a look at Drizzt, seeing my novels and stuff like that. All that's left to be said, guys, if you like what you see, you've enjoyed this little mini series, you know, consider subscribing. If not, hey, don't worry, you know, free country, free world, whatever, it doesn't matter. But thank you for your time, thank you for watching the video. Please feel free to share this amongst your gaming groups, your gaming pals, your gaming buddies, etc. Role-playing groups, whatever you want to do, share it. Absolutely happy days about that. Hit that like button if you like what you see in here. You like the content, the way I present everything, you know, hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. But more importantly than all that, guys, I say on every single video, leave me a comment below. What's your favourite? Is it Drizzt? Was it last month's Shardle? Was it the beginning of the adventure, Ravenloft? What's your favourite one out of 3 of them? What character would you like to play? What character do you play? Do you play Dungeons and Dragons? Do you play D&D and this board game? Do you not want to play the actual role-playing game, but just the board game? Tell me any D&D memories, you know, anything at all to do with Dungeons and Dragons. Have you read the Drizzt books? Are they any good? Did you get further than I did beyond the first one? I think there's over 10 of them in the Drizzt series alone anyway. Listen, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Next month, we go back to ordinary board game reviews, as in not a series, you know, just like ordinary ones. Thank you for watching throughout this trilogy. I really do appreciate it. I hope I've opened your eyes and you feel a little bit more enlightened to Wizards of the Coast and the Dungeons and Dragons board games. And I'll leave it there. I'll see you all next month.